This is a huge day today. News AF number 250 is coming up. Let's just make sure we got the live stream going. The stream is healthy. And we will see.
Healthy
Tyson,
stream.
any reports?
I don't see any comments yet, but when I do, I will report back to you immediately.
Yeah.
Danny is probably not even paying attention to StreamYard.
You're not even paying attention, Danny?
Danny doesn't like to watch the video. He hates to look at our stupid faces.
I can't. I get fascinated by my own face, and then I start thinking about how, like, who's the person inside the body and those eyes, like who's controlling my body.
Yes, we hit YouTube. Okay,
here we go. Okay.
Yes, happy Rat Catcher Day. Yeah, I didn't even look up what national day it is.
Nice. Probably have. Yeah, it is Rat Catcher Day, huh? Okay. It looks like we're all here from YouTube at least.
Okay. All right. Today is July 21st. Let me get that open. Okay. July holidays for July 21st. All right. Here we go. All right. And let me just cue up the music. All right. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Sesternino, back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories today on July 21st, 2020, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, and this is a very special edition of News AF. This is News AF, factually episode number 250. Congratulations on 250 episodes of News AF. We're 1/4 of the way to 1,000, and the man who's been here for 250 straight episodes, the great Tyson Apostle.
Man, 250, that is nuts, dude. And to think that none of us have missed even
not one. Yes.
It's crazy to think.
Yes.
Isn't that like that three dudes could streamline enough to meet once a week for 250 weeks, not missing a single episode?
Yeah. Okay. All right. And of course, a man who I'm sure has lots of stories that he is not in the bunker today. Here he is on the road, the great Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
I'm on the very fringe of the internet here in Northern California. So
you're positive.
Sucking up as much bandwidth as I can.
Yes. Danny, tell us about your location. Where are you? Are you on another adventure?
Every year, if you followed all 250 episodes, you'll know that every year I go to Northern California with my entire family. And so that's where I currently am. I'm with in the compound. You know, I'm at the bolt hole most of the time, but once a year I go to the compound.
Yes.
Here in Northern California.
And what's the schedule like at the compound?
Lots of eating. Lots of kids bothering you to go do things like swim in a pond, ride ATVs or side-by-sides. We play baseball, a game of baseball. I think that's where my dad had so many kids.
Hardball?
Was to play a complete game of baseball with 2 full teams. No, softball.
Okay.
And
but softball is still hard.
Mostly just yelling at kids and spouses.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad got hit in the face once with it. A line drive from the strongest batter.
Did you laugh?
Hard. I didn't know how to react.
Yeah. Danny, is there going to be a family viewing of Krull at some point on the trip?
I did have a huge discussion about childhood videos last night, and there was an argument over whether or not Krull was top of the list. I put Willow near the top of the list, but some people put Krull.
Okay. All right. Was this like some sort of like a survey that was being done?
Yeah, that's how they operate in his family. Is because there's so many people there and like nobody knows everybody's names. That the easiest way they do one of those corporate surveys actually.
Was it like what video were we gonna watch and then it was a big vote?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Congress.
No, we were talking about best childhood videos.
Okay. All right. Danny from the remote location. I feel like Tyson, I feel like a little bit we're on like cable news and like Danny is like on the other side of the world.
Yeah, he's way over there, but we'll get updates from him periodically.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, don't ask me many questions because there's such a huge delay.
I wish you'd lied and said you were somewhere like way more exotic, like Zanzibar.
This is pretty exotic.
That is, but like in a different way.
I want to wish you both of you a very happy National Junk Food Day today on July 21st. These national days are such a treasure trove. I like to look them up every day with my kids. Tyson, how will you celebrate National Junk Food Day today?
Probably the same way I celebrated yesterday and the day before by eating a shit ton of bad stuff.
What's your go-to bad stuff?
Whatever Rachel has in lately. I've been on the actually the jalapeno flavored kettle chips.
Whoa.
Those are really good. Rachel has some watermelon licorice in the pantry that I've been picking at.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. And then I hate to say it, but there's some Hershey's bars, which is not a superior chocolate, but we use them to make s'mores. But I've just been eating the chocolate when everybody's back is turned. So, yeah. So
you coconut bandit your family, Tyson?
I mean, you got to, right?
I guess so. And the jalapeno chips are reminiscent. It was 150 episodes ago that Danny ate the ghost pepper when we were all together live for News AF 100.
Man. So when is the next time we're going to do another live? That
News
was your
AF
peak?
2000, I think.
2000 is the next live show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's in a few years. Huh?
In a few years. Nothing personal against you guys. That's just the next time you're going to be allowed to have a live podcast.
Okay. I can, I've already come to terms with it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into some of our top stories at this hour. We always like to follow some of the trials and tribulations of the Facebook founder, Mark Zuckerberg. But Mark Zuckerberg got to go out and enjoy a little bit of a summer vacation, unlike so many of us who are cooped up this summer. Mark Zuckerberg was able to get out to Hawaii, and not sure he's doing some paddle boarding or some surfing, Tyson, but Mark Zuckerberg is taking his skincare and the dangers of the sun very seriously.
Yeah, there's pictures going around the internet of him looking like he dipped his face in a coconut cream pie. Like got pie to the face, just total white face, like thick, like remember the 80s when people would put that zinc stuff on their face?
Yeah.
It's like decorative. He has like a layer of that all over his face, and it's so great. This is better. These pictures going around are better than when we watched all those influencers get their asses punked at Firefest. This is even better than that. Getting to watch like Mark Zuckerberg, just like nobody likes the Zuck. Everybody hates his product and knows that he's up to shady stuff. And so then on top of that, you get to now everybody, the entire world, this is like a unifying moment where everybody can just hold hands and say how great this is.
Zuck.
And then he's wearing like a sun protective hoodie. It almost looks like there's a hood on that thing that he can cover his ears in.
Yeah, that's weird. He's wearing even a hoodie when he's surfing.
Yeah, he's definitely not a style guru. That's one thing we are certain of. And you know what? I think it's important to protect your skin, and it's better to caution and err on the side of safety, right? But you're going to get some pictures taken of you, and they're going to get shared on the internet, and you're going to look stupid. So that's the downside to all of that. So, yeah, I mean, it's great. Danny?
Well, there's rumors going around that he's not from this planet. And when you see pictures like this, it's actually easier to believe that might be true. because only someone not familiar with human skincare, and he's like saw other humans do it. He's like must put on sunscreen, but has no idea how much or how to apply it.
Plop.
Mhm.
Yeah, all over his face. Dude, it's so good. It's like, it's one of those things that really just brings you joy. And I don't know why. It's just like, it made my day when I first saw it. And then today, as we're talking about it, I'm like, this is so great. I love this.
Yeah, do you think, Tyson, that he's
It's
just
warming my
inside
heart.
so much he doesn't know what he just has heard rumors about sunscreen, but doesn't know necessarily about how much to put on?
Yeah, I think it's that, or I mean, there's lots of scenarios. It's like, one is that, like, he's never utilized sunscreen before and he got sunburned once and was like, I'm gonna make sure I don't get sunburned this time. Or maybe it is like a zinc layer sunscreen that actually is visible. That's more just for like a nose swipe or your lips or shoulders or something. Or maybe his wife, if he has a wife, I think he has a wife, is like, you got to put sunscreen on, because he's heading out the door. He's like, I'm not going to do sunscreen. She's like, you have to. You got to get your sunscreen on. He's like, fine. You want me to put sunscreen on? How's this? And how's this? You good? And then and he thought he was teaching her a lesson, but then it backfired on him.
I like the whole fight that they had.
Yeah. About the sunscreen.
That seemed very real.
Makes
Yeah,
it more
I
realistic.
can totally see that.
Yeah. Before you go out, you gotta wear sunscreen. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not yeah. Okay, fine. You want me to wear some sunscreen? Fine, then I'll wear some sunscreen. And he goes to the bathroom and comes out looking like a doofus to teach her a lesson. Little does he know that it's going to totally backfire on him. What a doofus.
Yeah. But Danny, don't you think this is going to be the most hilarious part of the social network too?
This is going to be
the big controversy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Like they're shooting basically like the funny parts.
what would it be like to be one of his bodyguards who just wants to tell him, like, no, you don't put that much on, dude.
Well, maybe it was the bodyguard,
because
Danny.
he's the guy that writes your check.
It's their
job to keep him safe. It's like, sir, you can't go out there. It's way too hot without this much sunscreen.
Can you imagine
what I get paid to do, sir?
Can you imagine being a bodyguard of Mark Zuckerberg and you're walking around with him, and every time you walk into like a crowd of people or somewhere where people are looking, they're like, oh, that's Mark Zuckerberg. And then you, because you're so ashamed of the man you're working for, you have to be like, hey, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. And then I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. I just had to do this to the other people. And like, that's part of their contract, is that when they're around other people, they can belittle him like they don't work for him, just because that's the only way they could probably get through the day.
Cover. Yeah.
Maybe it makes him seem more relatable too, where then it's like that if somebody is able to, like, he doesn't seem like he's they're so powerful that people can't, talk back to him.
Yeah. No, I think he gets talked back to a lot. I would imagine he's one of those guys that goes out in public and just gets like publicly mocked and scorned every step of the way, but maybe not. Like, I feel like if I saw him out there,
around him.
Oh, really? You think people get pushed out of the way? Because if I were out there on the beach and I saw him in the mime thing, I would definitely give him $1 and be like, do that rope thingy and then the wall. Like, do your best mime thing. And like, I would definitely figure out something to say to him.
Now, Tyson, how do you think Mark Zuckerberg is as a surfer?
I think he's probably pretty bad, but only because I'm assuming he has zero coordination. And judging from that picture, just the way he's standing, he has a hard time even standing. Like, he's trying to stand on the surfboard, but he's taking surf lessons there, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
no, that's a $12,000 electric motor powered.
Is it really? Probably.
Yeah. Is that for real, Danny? Yeah,
it is. Oh, it's one of those electric powered surfboards.
Yeah.
Can you explain how that works?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Like, what does an electric surfboard do?
Yeah, I think it has a
jet propulsion on the motor underneath.
I think it has a hydrofoil underneath. Yeah, and a little motor. And you'll see he's holding something in his hand. And that's the remote that controls it.
Okay. So you don't have to really know how to surf. You just have to balance on that thing.
Yeah, it's like skateboarding, probably more.
Okay.
You still have
Yeah.
to. I
On
mean,
his home planet, there's no water.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
he actually can't get wet, and that isn't sunscreen at all. It's like a layer of silicone to keep water out of his porous body.
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about another marine-related story. It's a good thing that Mark Zuckerberg was surfing in Hawaii and not off the coast of Florida, where a mysterious 450-foot blue hole has opened, not a bolt hole, a blue hole has opened up off of Florida's Gulf Coast. This is similar to when a sinkhole opens up in the earth, but in the ocean, it's called a blue hole. Tyson, I know you spent a lot of time studying marine life. Have you ever heard of a blue hole?
Yes.
Yes, but that is it dangerous?
Well, they have a place off Belize called the Blue Hole.
Yes.
And it is just a sinkhole that goes straight down hundreds and hundreds of feet into the ocean.
Mhm.
And all around it is a beautiful coral reef. And so I'm wondering if it's something like this, then it's going to turn out to be a tourist attraction.
Yes. Okay. So you can go and scuba dive the blue hole. Is it like a black hole? Will you be sucked in?
No, it's not like a black hole at all. It's just regular ocean. There's just a point where it's just like a perfect circle that's like probably like 50 to 100 yards across. And it's like almost a perfect circle. And you can snorkel around the edges of it, but it goes straight down. And if you scuba dive, you can go down and there's sharks and big fish and stuff down deeper in that thing.
Okay.
And then I think it tunnels out to other parts of the ocean deeper down underneath.
Like a wormhole.
No, not like a wormhole at all. That's
That'd be
Donnie
cool.
Darko. That would be cool, dude. So every time you time travel, you show up to your destination in scuba gear and you're like
The blue hole.
yeah. And you're like Napoleon's like in
Covered in
battle,
sunscreen.
and you're just like covered in sunscreen and scuba gear, and you're like, hey, and they have no clue what you're saying because you're talking 21st century.
Is that possible that Mark Zuckerberg was prepared for time travel, that he was out there looking for a blue hole to be able to
Very
go back
possible.
in time
That's probably exactly what was happening.
and not invent Facebook?
Yeah, he's trying to go back in time and invent Amazon instead of Facebook because Jeff Bezos is getting it just a little bit less than he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be smart. Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is making more money and is getting a little less shit than Mark Zuckerberg gets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd do that. If I were Mark Zuckerberg, I'd probably trade places with Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm. Because ultimately, Amazon, gets stuff to your house that you actually want.
Yeah, instead of taking stuff from your house like your data and yeah.
Yeah. Danny, would you ever go on an adventure to a blue hole?
No, I would never descend into a deep, dark blue hole in the middle of the ocean. Sounds like the stuff of nightmares.
What if there was treasure in there? Do we know there's not?
No,
We don't know there's not.
no amount of treasure.
Really, if it was crystal clear blue water?
Maybe a
400
pirate ship
feet
could have
down?
sunk down there, Danny.
Yeah. You can't scuba 400 feet down. You can scuba like 100 feet down, no problem, and just hang out and see what's going on.
If James Cameron held my hand, I would do it.
Okay. Head down there with James Cameron. Okay. We had talked a couple of weeks ago about Elon Musk has some ways that he wanted to implant different chips and robotic elements into people to build some sort of like a $6 million man. We have a news story today about a Neuralink chip which will allow you to stream music, and I'm guessing also, Tyson, by proxy, podcasts, straight to your brain. Do you think will be a market out there for people who want to listen to music, bypassing their ears and headphones, and have the music streamed directly to their brain?
I think there probably is, but I also wouldn't. I'm not going to do that. But I think there are people that would. It reminds me of there was a sketch on the old Conan O'Brien show, the late night one. And I think it was called iFi, EYE-Fi. And you got an eye replaced by a internet transmitter. And it looked like a fake eye, but it was like ridiculously big and stupid looking. And essentially, they kept marketing it as a Wi-Fi hub that went straight to your brain, but all the people would ever do is watch porn on it. So it shows like a guy at Thanksgiving dinner, like super stoked, and then like some lady gets on and is like, "Can you browse the internet?" And the voiceover's like, "Probably." But it just goes back to how it's just like pretty much just for pornography straight to your brain all the time.
Yeah.
So.
I think I saw a Black Mirror episode like that also.
Yeah.
I think they're actually all like that.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't as funny as the iFi was the first, dude. Can we show it on here?
You want to show the still of the Conan iFi?
No, I want to show the little skit from YouTube if I can find it.
I think that's going to be tricky to show a skit.
Okay, we're not going to then. Fine, you'll just have to take my word for it or Google it. It's hard to find because
if we all had the Neuralink,
then we could all look at it.
Everybody. Yeah,
but I'm not sure we could hear it.
Yep.
We need the chip that goes directly to our brain to hear the audio.
Yeah, Liv says the Black Mirror episode was based on the Conan sketch.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. The sketch was a long time ago, and it was it was kind of ahead of its time. And it was really funny because at the very end, so it looks like you just have one giant wonky eye that doesn't work. And that's just the iFi going into your brain. And then Liv said, not really. Now she's lying. So now we can't take anything. I should have fact checked that. And then at the end of the skit, one guy's like, I got two. And he just has two wonky eyes pointing different directions. So,
Danny, would you be up for something like this?
An iFi or
there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, well, the Neuralink chip.
There's a lot of reasons to put things in your brain. And originally the idea was this will help you walk. This will help repair your spinal column. Now it's like something as trivial as this will help you stream music bypassing headphones. Yeah. That's not worth cutting open my head and putting a chip in it.
Yeah. But isn't it so annoying to have to listen to music with your ears?
I mean, if I didn't have ears and my ears didn't function, I think that's where this could be actually a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine, how you watch those videos where like someone who's been deaf their whole life's got some surgery that helped them hear.
Okay.
And you show the very first time of them like hearing their own name spoken to them. And it's really emotional. I think that you would have a lot of moments like this with people whose ears aren't functioning properly. And I'll
give you that one. I'll give you that one, Tyson. But to me, this almost reminds me of, I feel like there's a story somewhere in the last 250 episodes. We talked about like college kids that were funneling beers rectally. And it's like, your body already has a way to consume beers. You don't need
we went over that.
Yeah.
Rectally, you absorb everything much quicker.
I guess so. But
and in a survival situation, Rob, you can put dirty water up your rectum and absorb it to get hydrated, and you won't get sick like you would if you ingested dirty water.
Do you need a funnel for that?
Yes.
Okay.
So you need to be stranded somewhere with a funnel and some type of siphoning pump system. And then you will be able to get all the hydration up your rectum.
Be sure to travel with
an
a
iron
funnel.
will.
Yeah. Danny, is Elon Musk working on a siphoning funnel?
Yeah, the stupid company. What's his company name? What's his company named again?
The Boring
SpaceX?
Company. Probably working on some.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you think, Tyson, that people will be up for listening to News AF with a microchip? Could we come out with the first podcast chip?
Our own that only streams this?
That's
Do you think 250 episodes is enough for people?
The back catalog.
To stream? I think so. You do the entire back catalog. I'm sure it's aged wonderfully well. And Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Ironically, somebody someday will be listening to this conversation on the brain chip and be like, "Those guys are such idiots that this is awesome."
Yeah.
Listening to a podcast right now.
It's
Listening
when
to
we
this
all
podcast.
become so famous, like in a disgusting way, like Mr. Zuckerberg, then people will love to just hear us stumble and mumble through our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be
Yes.
like, yeah, perfect.
All right. We always like to, check in with lotto news, especially news involving lottery winners. I feel like
Mhm.
that we've talked about that more than a couple of times in the history.
I'm a huge
of
fan of the
UAF.
lottery.
Yes. So in Jamaica, the island, not Jamaica, Queens,
Mhm.
there was a man who won a big lotto jackpot, $95 million in the Jamaican lottery. Seems like that's a lot of money.
Well, how much is 95 million Jamaicans?
Yeah,
That's what you got to figure out.
that's a true. Yeah, is that dollars?
No,
Yeah,
it's Jamaican dollars.
Yeah, okay, we got to do the conversion there on that. 95 million. And so the man ended up showing up in a disguise. He ended up coming up as Darth Vader.
One Jamaican dollar is like 0.007 US dollars.
Okay.
So he won $100.
So do the conversion. What is it?
Let me see.
Yes. So 95 million. It's about 650K.
Pretty good still.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Is
Wow.
it Darth Vader costume good, Tyson?
I think so, because I bet that 600 or 700,000 money goes really far in Jamaica. So yeah, it's Darth Vader good. I think so. The reasoning for this mask, I haven't read the article, is probably that it's the law that you have to accept lotto winnings in person, and in the U.S., the law is determined by the state. So some states you can accept the money anonymously, but a lot of states you have to accept it in public and in person. But there are ways around it, like wearing a mask. There's been people who have worn like happy face masks and stuff. And especially if you have a generic name, then people can't like place you as the winner necessarily. And then there's other one. Yeah, emoji face lady was one. And then there's a kid who held the big check in front of his face the entire time. So it was just a check with legs. And so he never showed his face as they were snapping pictures and doing the whole thing. So there are ways to get around it. But I always question, like, what would I do? Would I accept it publicly or anonymously? Arizona, I have lotto tickets for tonight, actually. And Arizona just changed their ruling that you can accept it anonymously. But part of winning the lottery, I feel, is to rub it in everybody's faces. So it's like,
go as Mark Zuckerberg and really rub it in.
Yes, Mark Zuckerberg, if you just cake the sunblock all over your face, nobody will be able to tell it's you.
That's a good idea. And wear like a big Facebook shirt.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions about this. One, are we sure that we are actually giving away lotto winnings at this point? Like, if this becomes a thing where every week it's like the Masked Singer coming up to
could be a conspiracy.
Yeah, we find out actually nobody ever won the lotto. It was just the same guy every week in a costume walking out to collect the check. That'd be one thing I'd be worried about. Two. On the other hand, perhaps, Danny, in the age of Corona, should we not be grateful to this Jamaican citizen who is doing his or her duty and wearing a mask?
Yeah, and this probably this is a full-blown legit Darth Vader costume. He probably has a ventilator and everything, just like Darth Vader did.
Yeah, maybe he thought like, oh, okay, people are gonna say like I'm being too much of an alarmist if I come out with like a whole mask. So, but if I, Darth Vader was, he was making masks cool.
Yeah, he really was really cool. WB in the comments says, I could honestly see Tyson winning the lottery. Seems like a likely scenario that will play out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that vote of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I will keep playing the lotto and trying to win.
Yes. Okay. Do you think that the Darth Vader is a big Star Wars fan, Tyson, or do you think that this was just that I need a full body costume and this was the first thing that they found?
I think this is probably the funniest thing they thought of, and I think it's like really funny. I think they did a good job of choosing something hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about it, so it definitely, it worked. I think when you're going and you're going to accept your prize in a mask, you have to go in thinking like, what's funny? Because nobody really wants to watch somebody else win a lottery, especially if they also bought tickets to that lottery. But when you do this, that's a little bit takes the edge off for a lot of people who've lost the lottery, whose money you are now putting in your pocket there.
Danny, if you won the lottery, would you go as the Cyclops from Krull? Would that be enough of a costume?
Oh, man.
Yeah, but he couldn't see. There'd be no way for Danny to see with that.
I hadn't even...
when you'd shake hands.
He can see that they built that function into the costume.
How many takes would it take for him to shake the hands of the man handing the check to him?
I did it right the first time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to do anything.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right, we'll see if there are any other, if this starts a trend of lottery winners coming out in costume. I was thinking of you guys as we have a story about a Utah citizen who got themselves into trouble. Do you know Weber County? Is that
Weber?
Weber County.
Yeah, we know Weber. It's north of Salt Lake.
Okay. Do you guys know John David Hughes? He's a little bit younger than both of you.
Yeah, he's been sending me a bunch of letters. I haven't opened them yet. Why? What's going on?
So he went to Walmart on May 28th, and he was printing pornographic images at the Walmart Photo Center.
Cool.
And it ended up he got in trouble, and that he claimed what he was doing, he was just printing some pornographic pictures to send to his homies who were locked up.
Yeah, what's the problem?
I think you're not supposed to do that.
Very thoughtful.
Yes.
Is it a copyright violation infringement, or is it just like you can't do pornography at Walmarts?
Yeah, I feel like that a lot of people don't ever think to do this. We talked about Tyson, the iFi device. A lot of people are, consuming the pornography on the internet. Very few people have the presence of mind to say, hey, I should print some of this out.
Yeah, it's true. I should have physical copies of this on my person at all times. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm not going to buy a color printer.
Can have it in their food storage.
Yeah, in their food store, their apocalyptic bunker.
Yeah. Oh, you think he was making like, so maybe I'll laminate it and then keep it in case the internet goes down. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Danny, that I know you are a very tech savvy guy. Do you know how much a really high quality color printer is going to run you? Not to mention all of the toner you'll go through to try to do that at home.
Mm-hmm. That is true. The other thing,
we all know what happened here, and he tried to print it himself at home, and of course his ink was out, which is always the case with home printers, and so he had to go to Walmart.
Yes. Should he perhaps, Danny, have looked more towards some tasteful black and white pornography?
Yeah, Walmart probably wouldn't have gotten mad at him.
I feel like that probably would have been, I think that if you print black and white, I think it's like, oh, well, maybe it's art. I don't know.
It's art.
I don't know. But I think once people see those pictures in color, I think that's it. This is it.
Yeah,
pornography.
That's a little bit too much.
I think you could have played the art card if it was black and white.
Yeah, you could have drawn them yourself too, like stick figure porn. That's always my. That's the funniest for sure.
But Tyson, I bet the guys that were in jail, if they open up the envelope and it's black and white, I think that they're throwing it back.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they want color.
They needed color. They needed it in color to get the full, get all the juices flowing in their heads. So. Yeah.
I think so. What? Black and white pornography?
Yeah, man, I don't really, I don't know enough about how prison works. I don't know the rules at Walmart.
I watch Love After Lockup if you have any questions.
They don't have access to the internet at all?
No, they seem to have access to smartphones, the internet. Seems like there are inmates that are on dating sites. So if they're on dating sites, I feel like that they would have access to the pornography. I wonder if that was a cover story, Tyson, of that this man was not actually, that maybe he was trying to seem like a nicer guy of like, no, oh, yes, I was. You're right.
Not for me. It's not for me.
It's not for me. I'm sending off the pornography to people that are, in prison right now. Yeah. Can't get access to it. I'm being the nice guy here.
And might I add, wrongfully imprisoned.
Yeah. But either way, you do not go to a Weber Walmart and try to run off your pornography images.
Yeah. And probably any surrounding Walmarts, because that's where that guy's headed next.
Right.
So,
yes.
Kinko's. And also, you want to do all your porn printing at Kinko's.
Go to Kinko's. Nobody's in there. Nobody's going to notice anything. Walmart has way too much foot traffic.
Kinkos.com/RHAP for your 20% off porn printing. Has to be pornographic, and you will get that 20% discount.
Yes. Okay. And this
can we say that? That's a joke, guys. I don't know.
It's a joke.
It's a joke, guys.
We have no relationship with Kinko's
at all.
Yes. Although
probably even now we probably have a poor relationship with them.
Yeah. Although that if there's any place that sort of screams maybe pornographic printing image adjacent, I think probably Kinko's. I think that's sort of like maybe that's where they get the name. Yeah.
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 Get your kinky kinks at Kinko's.
Yeah. Like, who are the people that go out and print high quality color pornographic images in public? Oh, those are the Kinkos.
Yeah, at Kinko's. You want a full poster that's waterproof and you can display outside your business? Pornographic? Kinko's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Do you know anywhere where I can go and run off some pornographic images? Oh, yeah. You're looking for Kinkos. This is...
Dude,
this is Weber printing.
We better get an advertisement deal with Kinko's now, dude, because their business just skyrocketed as people's like, there's actually an application for Kinko's now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. The UPS store might do it too.
I don't know.
You say go to Kinko's.
Yeah. And they've got a FedEx Kinko's. Make sure you're on the Kinko side of the store. There, do not try to do that in a FedEx.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Chubby Bunny in the comments says they don't have access to smartphones, but those are contraband.
Contraband. Okay. Yeah, on Love After Lockup, they didn't act like it was contraband.
So maybe they were like in a different security level or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in this article, Danny, they refer to this man.
It's fake, dude. Love After Lockup is fake.
What?
Call me I don't know.
Yeah.
QAnon said it's fake.
Danny, in this article, they refer to this man as a Utahn, UTAHN. I've never seen that word in print. That's a thing. You're Tyson, you're a former Utahn?
Yes.
Or a native Utahn.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm a native Utahn, yeah.
Native Utahn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. That's exactly how you pronounce it. It's exactly how you spell it. And Danny and I are true blue through and through. Proud to be Utahn.
Proud to be Utahn. Okay. 2 Utahns and a non-Utahn.
New Yorker. New Yorker.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like New York Indian. That sounds like that's a real mouthful.
No. All right. Of course, we talked last week about some words that may inadvertently trigger your voice-enabled home assistants on the podcast last week. But of course, people have had a lot of time alone during the lockdown. And so There is a new article today. This is from The Guardian that talks about how some people, I believe they're talking about men in this article, they are having a very close relationship with their Amazon Home Assistant. 14% of men talked to in this study are starting to feel like that they are being turned on by their Amazon Home Assistant device, which I believe it's supposed to be the other way around.
The humans are supposed to turn on the device.
Yeah.
Is Amazon have the sexiest voice of all the AI?
I'd have to.
We should rank it. I think we should rank it. Yeah.
I mean, Google's, I think it's in the eye of the beholder. And I think there's many different voices that you could put on there.
Yeah, I think Google's. I have like an Australian female as my Google Home right now.
Yes.
Let me think. I think though that Alexa.
You know what? It just
Alexa has the best name, female wise. Right? Alexa, Siri, Google Home. And
Google Home is the worst, I think.
Google Home is the worst. Yeah. Why couldn't Google Home come up with something better? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a sexy female human. That would be.
Call Me X in chat says Cortana is last. No, I feel like that Cortana is a human name potentially.
Yeah, Cortana is better than Google Home. You're not going to call any partner of yours Google Home, but Cortana, that could be a name.
Yeah.
Bixby from Samsung, that's kind of a name. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bezos knew exactly what he was doing.
All right, Danny. So before we get too carried away, let me just tell you some things about this survey. 1,000 people were surveyed, and the survey was commissioned by WeVibe, a company that sells app-enabled sex toys. So there are 140 of those people that were contacted by WeVibe are the people that have said that they are the people who are turned on by their voice-enabled assistant.
Yeah,
I think that the real news here is that 14% of the men surveyed like old-fashioned relationships with a subservient woman who is quiet and less spoken to.
And also, you also have to remember the people that are willing to take time to take a survey.
Yes. Okay. So these people are also bored.
So like there's a guy at home and he's like, oh, dude, should I try and get turned on by Alexa today or take this survey? I've got half an hour to do either. I'll take the survey because I just barely got done with Alexa right now. And so that's yeah. So definitely if you are super bored at home, you may find yourself in love with AI, but you also will probably take a random survey.
Okay. One or the other or both?
Both.
Okay.
I think you can do both. If you're that bored, you're going to do both.
You could do both at the same time. All right. And probably Tyson, I'm not sure if you could do this, but could that Uton that we talked about in the last story have connected his printer to his Amazon internet enabled assistant?
And printed what? The voice, or just then get like visual and audio?
Alexa,
yeah.
Bring me a picture of yourself.
Yeah, show me your like. I mean, basically, it could be like some sort of a relationship where it's like, you might be texting like, "Hey, send me this picture." You hook it up to a printer, and then it's basically like a virtual relationship.
I mean, I guess, but you already had that when you were talking to male employees of Ashley Madison, thinking they were hot females.
Yeah, but they weren't sending you pictures.
Oh, they for sure were sending pictures.
I guess
you don't think they were sending pictures.
Oh, for sure.
They weren't printing them. And they weren't reordering the toner at the same time.
No, they weren't. It was all streamlined. It was a perfect business model where you were just tricking lonely men into thinking, or other men into thinking, that they were having an affair with a beautiful, beautiful woman when they were just flirting with a man that decided that he didn't want to work remotely at home, customer care for AT&T anymore, and he was going to work for Ashley Madison, and all he had to do is flirt with other gentlemen and trick them into thinking that he was a beautiful woman.
Mhm.
So that was already a thing. So all you're doing is reinventing a thing that already invented. And I think as long as we just do Ashley Madison over again, but are completely open with it and just be like, look, we're men on the other side here. And we're going to flirt with you guys like we're beautiful women. And we're going to send you pictures of beautiful women. And it's
So
only $600 a month.
Right.
And
you
your
think
brain is
just
going to
open the whole thing up and just
Yeah.
full disclosure on everything.
Yeah, but your brain is going to think that we're exactly who you want us to be, and that's what's most important is the illusion.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
that.
you could charge a premium for that service, dude.
Yeah.
Because all these people that took this survey would sign up in a heartbeat.
No, you're right, Tyson, because I feel like that wrestling used to always be like, oh, no, it's real, it's real, it's real. And at some point, they're like, yeah, it's not real, but we're just pretend it is.
It's a show. We're doing a show for you. It's choreographed.
It's relationship entertainment. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I think we're good, dude.
What do you think, Danny?
Oh man.
Can you get your dad to invest?
It's a lonely world out there. People are just trying to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll talk to him today about it during one of our downtimes here.
Let us know if maybe that with some visual aids will help. Tyson and I'll send some stuff over to your local Kinkos.
Yeah.
Just go pick up the slides and then have a whole PowerPoint presentation.
Smart. Kinko's in Northern California. There's got to be one there still.
Dad, do you realize how many people are just longing for human companionship? That 14% of men right now are having a love affair with their Amazon internet home assistants.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome, dude. I think we could Ashley Madison 2.0, and you do like the Federalist 45 says here in the chat. You do hire one woman employee. And so in your mind, you're like, I'm the one that's actually talking, and that you have that out. And so everybody's like, oh, I'm the one actually talking to this. Like, it's perfect. Like, the setup is perfect. And as long as you're open, I still think you're going to get at least as many subscribers as they did when they were lying about it all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Danny, I know you're probably busy seeing dollar signs right now and crunching all the numbers. Yes.
I don't want to do the bolt hole until I have a better internet connection. It deserves better.
When will that be, Danny?
Next week. Next Tuesday.
Danny, do you have a story?
What?
You're fine when you're talking.
I do have a story.
Seems like there's a delay. You talk, and we won't interrupt you.
Yeah, there's just a 2-second delay on you, but when you talk, it's all smooth.
It is more than 2 seconds. It is so annoying.
All right, so we'll turn it over. Let's play the song, okay? And then we will go ahead. Danny, I hit the button already, so the song will start playing eventually. So just go ahead and start the story.
And we won't interrupt you. And you just tell us all about it.
No.
Yeah, no, for real.
This is the perfect opportunity.
All right, no, here's the song. Here's the song. Okay.
Welcome to my boat.
And then you just talk uninterrupted, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, we won't interrupt you. No, honestly, once the song's done, get through the whole story. And we'll do hand signals.
All right, so now music is coming down. Okay. And now Danny, uninterrupted, will present his bolt hole, and then we'll have questions after.
Okay. Normally, I like to be more interactive during the bolt hole, but I will just go on and on and on and drone on. We've talked about deep fakes. Remember where you put the face of one person on the face of another? Mostly they use it for things that this man who prints porn at Walmart would watch. But deepfakes are getting more and more believable. And a team at MIT has created something where they not only use a deepfake, but they're also incorporating voice faking. So what they did is they took when there was the moon landing, the president had prepared speeches for potential disaster. And when Apollo 11 took off, and it's weird because I could have sworn. Anyway, Nixon had a speech prepared where he was going to talk about Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong being stuck on the moon, marooned on the moon because they crash landed on the surface. And someone has taken that speech and used deepfake and this new voice deepfake and created a very interesting video where you see Nixon giving the speech that he never gave because the crash never happened. And it's all very convincing. It's kind of disturbing how convincing it is. And what this is going to do, as I watched the video and I thought about the potential of this technology, is make News AF have to work even harder to sort out, what is real and what is not real. Who's giving talks that say certain things? I mean, the world, if you think news is confusing now, if you think it's hard to understand what's taking place now, imagine a world where everybody's face and everybody's voice can be put on anything and be taught to say anything. I mean, what's the point of even believing the news, 5-10 years from now? Because everything could potentially be a lie.
Okay. Danny.
Well, they already invented this technology in the movie Beowulf. They perfected it. You couldn't even tell that those people were not human. They looked like real humans. I remember
Beowulf.
when the movie came out and they were like, we don't need actors anymore.
Now you should go watch this. So this video is called Disaster. Moon Disaster is what it's called. So if you go and you watch it, it's not perfect, but it does give you an idea of the potential of this technology. And it's just going to make the job of every newsman pointless because you will have no idea who to believe. Right now, teenagers in their bedrooms can do deep fakes with faces that convince most people they're watching something that's real.
So, Danny, now this was part of a movie, this speech, and did Nixon ever read this speech, or it was just written out?
It was just written out in preparation for a potential disaster. And so what they've done is they've taken a part of history that was kind of true, and they've incorporated it with fake face Nixon and fake voice Nixon, but made it look all realistic.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I also saw a movie like this one time where then he was shaking hands with a young man named Forrest Gump. They also did this in a different movie.
Yep, I saw that too. And I also saw Adam Levine.
The big news here, though,
himself.
is the voice.
I mean, this is kind of akin to when championship teams playing in the Super Bowl all get Super Bowl champion stuff made, but the losers championship stuff just gets shipped to a country where it's all been donated. So you can have like whoever lost last year's Super Bowl championship shirt. You can find those places.
Yeah, you're talking about alternate history.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what they're saying is that you could actually have news networks. This is in one article I read that do nothing but alternative history, where you see the world as it could have been if certain things had turned out certain ways.
Yeah. Do you think the world would be better or worse if?
I think I might want to switch to one of those
Bowls?
channels. Yeah, not the Patriots.
Well, the good news is that News AF could live on forever.
Yeah.
Because really they could just take all of our facial expressions over 250 episodes and they could just throw it onto a computer generated version of ourselves. And we could potentially do this forever, read the news forever in eternity to the people slaving away in the salt mines of some galaxy far away.
Yeah.
This will be good news for my daughter Bergen, who's, man, she's been crying about the thought of me dying. And I've told her that it should be a long time. I'm taking care of myself. But I didn't even think that we've put out so much content that they could just recreate and reconstruct me. And hopefully it's in a way that Bergen will still.
100%.
Yeah. Now, Danny, I would have to say that if you were going to have
facial recordings.
Yeah.
We have it.
the case for optimism here that wouldn't the same technology that allows you to do deep fakes also be able to like identify what things are potentially deep fakes? And won't that be a big role of the news media at that point?
Believe that, but for a fact that a huge portion of the population will believe what they want to believe, regardless of what an expert tells them.
Yeah. And I think the challenge will ultimately be when there is real things of that are out there, then somebody will say, no, that was a deep fake. That didn't really happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the challenge. Okay. All right. Well, Danny, thank you for the bolt hole. That sounds very interesting. The Nixon moon disaster movie. And we'll check it out. And maybe one day that will be a vote for family movie night at the Bryson compound.
Ooh.
No. I hate this delay. I hate it so much.
Sorry.
I'm pissed off
All right,
that
here,
I have to
let's
do
close
this
out with
delay.
Danny. Danny, anything else you want to tell people this week? Is this a deep fake, Danny?
Yeah, this delay is really, so yeah, it could be a deep fake me. This is exactly what I would expect from a deep fake Danny. This kind of delay covers up the imperfections of the deep fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we being duped? Now I don't know what's real.
Yeah. Who would stand to gain, Tyson, from a deep fake Danny?
Well, especially a deep fake Danny talking about deep fake.
Danny.
Right. Would be smart though, like if Danny was ever gonna go off and then go beyond 2,000 miles from nowhere, then we could use the deep fake Danny to do the podcast.
The moon's 2,000 miles away. Wow.
The moon is 200,000 miles away.
Whatever, dude.
See, that's how we know it's the real Danny.
Yeah. Okay. He's real.
He knows exactly what the moon is supposed to be.
Yep.
Yes. All right, Tyson. What about you? What else do you want the listeners to know?
Dude, we've got Boston Rob versus Tyson Twitch channel launching tomorrow, where we will be playing party games against each other with viewers involved in the game as well.
How do we find that? What's the name of it?
It's called Rob versus Tyson, but it's also twitch.tv/Rob vs Tyson.
Okay.
And you can also go to my Instagram or Twitter to find the link. But it would really help me out if the listeners here could support me in that, because it's something we've been working on. And obviously, the more people that tune in, the better for us. So at least please give it a shot if you would. And we'll have a lot of fun with it. And hopefully do it every Wednesday from here on out for the foreseeable future.
Hey, all you listeners out there, be sure to check out Rob vs Tyson, not Tyson vs Rob. You got that, Tyson?
I got it.
You know who's first, okay? Smarten up. And that's not Rob Vetus Tyson. Vetus is not invited. It's just Rob and Tyson.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. So we did a test run last week, and spoiler alert, I won one of the two games. But the way we play is that viewers are also able to join in the gameplay and also vote on the game as well. So the audience actually has input on the outcome of the game, and it's all done live. Okay. So we'll be answering survivor questions on there. We'll be playing games. We'll be responding to comments. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Twitch.tv/Rob vs Tyson. That Reshab in the chat wants me to draw a 6-pack on Rob's app. I'm not going to deface Boston Rob here on the podcast. Okay?
You can also just get a Rob from Redemption Island or a Rob from All Stars, and those ones have 6-packs already on there.
Yeah.
Tyson, I'm also going to be.
Tyson, you want me to draw 6-pack abs on your stick figure over here?
Oh, you have one for me too?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Because if you got one from Token Cheens, I already have a 6-pack on there.
You know what? I think that I think because I don't do a Tyson impression. I don't have it's not at the ready. It's over there.
Some people do have a Tyson impression that's really good. Who had one that was so good?
Yeah, there was the one guy that used to be like yo dude. That was it.
Dude. That was all I could do, but it sounded great. I also am going to be playing pickleball in a serious but fun competition in Missouri in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks now, a week and a half. And you can come see me in Branson, Missouri, and get pictures taken. I think I'll be signing some autographs and doing whatever. And then come say hi there in Branson if you would as well.
When you say it's serious but fun, that like pickleball is like not like a just joking around, like it's not like don't think it's going to be all fun and games, like we're going to have a serious pickleball match.
Well, it's like a ping pong style where you're playing with your friends and you want to win, but I mean the different levels it gets more serious obviously, and we're like at a competition level but not at like the highest level, so it's like we're not getting paid if we perform well. It's not like I'm going to win thousands of dollars for winning this thing because I'm not at the level where you even get paid to win. So we want to win and we will hopefully win, but we may not. And hopefully I can, swallow that loss because I've been losing a lot this year.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll turn it around, Tyson.
At some point. Yeah.
2020 is a tough year for many of us.
I know, right?
Yes. Okay. Also, Danny, do you think that Mark Zuckerberg might have been trying to honor Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire, as today is Robin Williams' birthday?
Oh, for sure.
Perhaps. Okay. All right.
Remember when she puts her face in the cream pie? Yeah. Oh, they had that next to each other. Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Okay. And it is Robin Williams' birthday today. All right. Thank you so much for listening to News AF. We'll be back next week. You want a sneak preview of what National Day is coming up next week?
Yes.
Or you want to be surprised?
Yeah.
No, I want to know.
Okay. National Day 20. Oh, it's National Milk Chocolate Day. And Danny, it's World Hepatitis Day coming up on July 28th.
Oh, there's something for everybody.
Why did you say, hey, Danny? Hey, Danny, World Hepatitis Day. Why did you say that? Like, I would be excited.
I mean, Rob and Tyson have the milk chocolate. We get to celebrate that. And then you have your thing too, Hepatitis Day on next Wednesday.
Good. I've got my hepatitis. Yeah.
A, B, and C. So, again, something for everybody. All right.
Oh, thank you.
They don't all have their own days?
I don't think so. We'll find out more next week. Okay?
Sounds
all right.
Good.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.